The province's flawed vaccine plan dominated much of the discussion at Queen's Park this week. The fact that the federal government had asked the provinces to have vaccine rollout plans ready back in December, and the province is just now announcing its plan the end of February, a plan announcement that raised more questions than provided answers. The fact that people over 80 can't even start booking appointments until March 15th is simply unacceptable. I'm especially worried about the confusion around when essential workers in vulnerable workplaces will be able to access vaccines. And the response that, well, we'll let you know in May, is not acceptable. We can do better in Ontario. We must do better in Ontario. And I will continue to push the Premier to deliver a vaccine plan that tells people when and how they can get vaccinated. I also led the charge at Queen's Park this week to oppose the government's plans to spend $6 to $10 billion building a highway that will pave over 2,000 acres of prime farmland, 400 acres of the Greenbelt to save commuters 30 seconds. The GTA West Highway is a threat to our food and farming economy, our food security, and the green space that protects us from flooding. And it will unleash unsustainable sprawl that will only lead to more congestion. That $6 to $10 billion would be better spent on better public transit, investing in long-term care, shoring up our healthcare system, and improving public services to the people of Ontario. Finally, the week ended with a debate around the state of Michigan's decision to close down the Line 5 pipeline, which ships 53% of Ontario's oil. Now, no one wants to see that pipeline shut down in the next 2 months. But if the Premier is going to be in a strong negotiating position with the governor of Michigan, he needs to stop dismissing the legitimate concerns Michigan has around this aging pipeline's potential effect on the Great Lakes. This is a 65-year-old pipeline that was built to last for 50 years. And so if it's going to keep operating in the short term, we need a strong safety plan with strong public regulations to avoid any spill into the Great Lakes, which would be catastrophic. And the Premier must deliver a transition plan that shows how Ontario will transition off of fossil fuels and take advantage of the fact that we have made in Ontario clean energy solutions to power our economy. And the Premier needs to understand that this kind of climate action is job action.